Yeah, it's a daily countdown to the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. I hope you are gradually getting into the mood. If you are not fully in the mood like us on Sports Africa, on that note, welcome to Sports Africa at daily countdown. It is day 25 to the kickoff of the tournament. And today we'll be taking you to Cameroon. A lot of issues with the FECAFOOT, with the preparation of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon for that competition. And we'll tell you, of course, the Minister of Sport and Physical Education, the president of Narcisse Moelle Kombi, has charged the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon to ensure that they do well at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. But if you ask me, that is just a mere wish, because the Federation, the FECAFOOT, are grappling with a lot of issues, from stakeholders, gangling up, so to say, in quotes, against Samuel Eto'o. And of course, we have a lack of trust in Rigobert Song, the coach for the team. So these are all we'll be looking at on the show today. James Agrebi and Kado Mundare, they are here. And of course, like we do, we'll be looking at all of these issues together. Guys, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Femi.
Thank you, Femi. It's a pleasure being on today's edition.
Okay. Kayode, they said that if wishes horses, of course, even beggars, they would take the chance to ride. The minister has charged Samuel Eto'o and all the stakeholders in the Cameroon football to ensure that the Indomitable Lions have a very good outing at the AFCON. And if you look through the program for the Indomitable Lions, of course, they'll be playing a friendly on December 27 at home. Then on January 9, they'll be playing a friendly with Equatorial Guinea. January 9, that will be taking place in Saudi Arabia. And of course, I know that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be really interested in monitoring the outcome of that game, being that they are in Group A together with Equatorial Guinea. But let's look at issues that this Samuel Eto'o and, of course, Rigobert Song have been facing. Two football legends in Cameroon, you can't take that away. But things have actually not been going well with those two, because particularly Rigobert Song is been under pressure. Remember that Cameroon qualified for this tournament on the final day of the qualifiers.
Yeah, I think the person I have the most pity for is Samuel Eto'o, because apart from facing his own fire from detractors, he also has to stay loyal to his friend Rigobert Song, because the day he says he does not have the confidence in Rigobert Song again is the day that his enemies will also have to feast on him. So he's fighting two battles on two different fronts now. So it's not about Rigobert Song. Rigobert Song has not, to be honest, he has not convinced. He has not convinced people, a lot of people, and they have a right. Because see, like in Nigeria, like in Ghana, like in Senegal, the Cameroonians see the AFCON as a basic, that we don't only qualify, we qualify in style, and we do well. So when you have to wait until the last day and you play Madagascar and all of these smaller countries in quotes, and then you struggle and struggle before you get through, it leaves a sour taste in the mouth for a lot of people. Don't forget they didn't do too well at the World Cup last year too. So for me, it's not about Rigobert Song. It's about Eto'o, who is fighting too many demons at the same time. And sometimes I really pity the man, because it's not easy to lead a football mad country like Cameroon, like Nigeria, like Ghana. So it's really a tough one for both of them.
Okay. What's the James, let's look at the fact that Samuel Eto'o has been trying to convince a number of players who have dual nationality with Cameroon to switch their allegiance. And his latest effort is to convince an Inter Milan defender, Jan Bisek, to join the team for the AFCON. Remember what is done with Ugo Ekitike, the PSG star. I remember Kayode said that we should always allow these players to make the decision themselves. But now, at this point, just 25 days to the kickoff of AFCON, I think that, to me, that is a huge distraction already. What do you think, James?
Well, I will also go on the same way with Kayode. I mean, this idea of trying to convince, if the player wants to join, they will join. There's nothing bad in approaching. So, okay, but this idea of now appearing as if you are desperate, like if you don't have this player in your team, you're not going to achieve something. If you check out the Cameroonian team that have done well in the past, check out the players who did well, who brought glory to the national team. They are homegrown players.
Homegrown, yeah.
Homegrown players, so not taking anything away from the foreign born players. But like I said, there's nothing bad in approaching them. After they are Cameroonians too, But it doesn't mean that you now start going like you are helpless. Like you become desperate that if you don't have these guys, you're not going to do well. One thing I've come to realize about Cameroon is I never write them off when it comes to the AFCON. When it comes to qualifiers, I never write them off. We also had a qualifier for the last World Cup when we all thought they were down and out when they played against Algeria.
Against Algeria, yeah.
They did the unthinkable away from home. Then the Nations Cup that they even won, apart from 2002, the 2000 edition, they didn't start well, but they went all the way and won. They defeated Nigeria right here. They defeated Super Eagles right here in Nigeria. 2017, they defeated Egypt. They were just going gradually. So for me, whether they go out to ask foreign born players to come or they stick with the ones that were born here, it doesn't make any difference. For me, Cameroon will always be Cameroon. When you least expect, when you think they don't have the best of preparations, that's when they now come about and shock everybody. But they are a very experienced team. I remember in the 80s, they played in, if I'm not mistaken, they played in 3 consecutive finals. In 84, when they defeated Nigeria. 86, they lost to Egypt, when Egypt hosted. 88, they defeated Nigeria. So they have history when it comes to the AFCON. So for me, going to ask players it doesn't change anything. If they're going to win the AFCON, you will just know. Because they have this thing about them, they are so unpredictable. So for me, like I said, there's nothing bad in asking these guys to come and play, but Cameroon that I know, you can't write them off.
Let me quickly say something. The fact that they are even asking the Inter Milan player, except the guy is already carrying a Cameroonian passport, because this is like 25 days to the AFCON. If he doesn't have a Cameroonian passport already, then the time to change nationality is not just there. So I guess he has Cameroonian passport already. So that will make their job easier. And for that, I can only wish them good luck.
Okay, I think I should make a boast. I think I've seen the 2023 Africa Cup, the trophy itself, because I was at an event in Lagos on Friday where because the trophy has been making a tour of all the 24 countries in Africa. So I would like to take out there and James that I've seen that trophy. Even before the eventual winner next year will hold it, I have seen it. I almost held it. So just to tell both of you that, okay, I've been to Cote d'Ivoire before you guys. Okay, Kade, let's talk about Group C. It shouldn't be easy for the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. And when you look at the battle at home, like you said, Samuel Eto'o fighting a lot of demons at the same time. When you look at the battle at home, the lack of goodwill from stakeholders in Cameroon football, they are Cameroonians. They will want the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon to do well. But the fact that Samuel Eto'o is at the helm of affairs, it's a different kettle of fish entirely. They do not want any good thing to happen. They'll be facing Senegal, they'll be facing Guinea, and the Gambia. We can even say, okay, we can write off the Gambia, but Guinea and Senegal, they're not going to be easy pushovers for Cameroon.
Well, if I were you, I would not write off Gambia, because the Gambians, over the last couple of years, they've developed their youth football, and we are beginning to see that translate to some impressive showing at the senior level. They've qualified for 2 of the last 3 or 4 AFCONs, now something they never did in the past. So that should show you steady progress for the Gambians. I would rather think that it is Guinea, because the state of football in Guinea now is not the way it used to be in the days of Pablo Kamara and Pascal Fenduno and the rest of them. They are no longer the force that they used to be in the past. So, for Cameroon, and I think Cameroon and Senegal, let me make a bold pronouncement that they will be able to muzzle their way out of that group. Cameroon will not depend on any finesse. They will just like overpower those they need to overpower, and they will kick their way out of the group. So I think it would be a disaster for me if they do not qualify from that group. It will be a massive disaster. And I see...
But everyone won't fall. Everyone won't fall if it happens.
Yeah, everyone will not fall on the rest of Africa. We move on. But in Cameroonian football, you know, the only thing that is even holding Samuel Eto'o, as much as some of his traducers don't want him to win, is the hope that the national team will do well. If they do not do well, then all gloves are off. They would come for its edge. So this is fair now that they do well at the AFCON. If they do well, then it might have a momentary respite. They will leave him for a few days before they start to disturb him again. So for me, I think they should be able to. If they do not, Femi, I don't even want to imagine what is likely going to happen.
Okay, well, I don't know, but I think we've seen the worst as far as that's concerned, because we've seen the football stakeholders petition FIFA against Samuel Eto'o, and nothing has happened. So maybe the young man will just wait until his tenure expires and the FECAFOOT will have a new president. James, as a round up now, let's talk about Rigobert particularly. Kyle said he hasn't impressed, and of course, but would you want to cut him some slack, being the fact that maybe this is I think it's his first major job, and going to AFCON 2021 AFCON, I'm sure he wasn't the one in charge of Cameroon. He took charge before the World Cup, and now would you say we need to give him time? Because if you look at Aliou, for instance, the Senegal FA trusted him, gave him time, and of course we saw what happened at the end of the day.
Femi, when I look at teams like Cameroon, I remind of teams like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. They don't give you that luxury, you know. If you don't do well, you are off. Cameroon is a big team. I always say Cameroon is one of the biggest team. They were named the team of the African team of the century, the past century. It wasn't a mistake. So they have this thing about them that I don't just like what Coyote said. Maybe the friendship between Eto'o and Song. Maybe that's what is still keeping Song. He was at the last World Cup. So which better tournament you would have launched yourself? It was at the last World Cup. You defeated Brazil. Remember, and they didn't do badly. That's why the fact that
team H of the Brazilian team.
They defeated in the next how many years when they see Cameroon defeated Brazil, nobody will want to remember what
Brazil we're missing most of their stars.
They defeated Brazil. So it's a record already. The record is there, you know. So they didn't do too badly. They were just, I think it was just head-to-head or inferior goal that knocked them out. They got for I think the same point with
I think
I forgot
Zambia.
Yeah, one team I can't remember, but unfortunately, goals difference knocked them out. So he was at the last World Cup too. At least enough that should be like kind of enough experience, you know. And going to the AFCON, I mean, anytime Cameroon appear at the AFCON, you always tip them one of the favorites, whether they prepare well or not. You can't take that away from them. They are for me. I tag them as the Italian team of the African Italian team. That when you least expect, they didn't do well in qualifiers. Maybe group stage doesn't mean you're right. The moment they manage to qualify, it's a different team entirely. So for me, I think this AFCON is going to be a big test for him. If they fail to advance from the group stage or put up a very good showing, I think it will be a justification for him to leave, because you can't be handling a big team like that and you're not really doing well. Cameroon don't really need all the superstars to win the AFCON. We've seen it in the past, like I said. So it's going to be a big call for him, and I hope he'll bring his experience from the last World Cup to bear. I see them qualify from there. It's whatever happens, we'll wait and see.
Okay, because all eyes are on Cameroon, because at home and on the international scene, a lot of people are watching. Let's see if they will experience a tournament bounce like how they usually say, because their qualifiers for the 2023 AFCON wasn't something that was very, very impressive. Guys, thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Femi.
Thank you, Femi. See you tomorrow.
All right. Okay. So our fans around the world will see you tomorrow with our daily calendar. It will be 24 days to the kickoff. I told you, before you know it, we'll be talking about us to the kickoff between Ivory Coast and, of course, Guinea Bissau for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Please subscribe to this channel. We told you yesterday we were in South Africa, today we're in Cameroon. Tomorrow we'll be going to the camp of another country. We'll be telling you how they're preparing for the tournament. If they're also fighting as many demons as Samuel Eto'o is right now. We'll see you all tomorrow. I remain Ashalolu Afemi. Bye for now.